The universe is vast. We are small, yet we each carry a universe within. Our thoughts, feelings, and experiences shape our perception of reality. But what if this perception is an illusion? What if the self we cling to is a mirage? This is the concept of Maya, a Sanskrit word meaning illusion or magic. In ancient Eastern philosophies, Maya refers to the veil of perception that obscures the true nature of reality. It suggests that our ordinary experience of the world and of ourselves is a limited and distorted view. We believe ourselves to be separate individuals, bound by our bodies and minds. We chase after pleasure and avoid pain, constantly seeking validation and security. But according to the concept of Maya, this pursuit of self-gratification keeps us trapped in a cycle of suffering. It's like watching a magic show. The magician's illusions may seem real, but they are merely tricks of the light and perception. Similarly, our sense of self, with its desires and aversions, can be seen as an illusion, a product of our conditioned minds. The concept of Maya is deeply rooted in Eastern spiritual traditions, particularly Hinduism and Buddhism. In Hinduism, Maya is described as the divine power of creation, the force that makes the infinite appear as finite, the one appear as many. It is said that the god Brahma, the creator, uses Maya to veil our true nature, causing us to forget our interconnectedness with the divine. This forgetfulness leads to ignorance and attachment, the root causes of suffering. Buddhism, while not invoking a creator deity, also emphasizes the illusory nature of self. The Buddha taught that our sense of self is constructed from 5 aggregates: form, sensation, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. These aggregates, however, are impermanent and constantly changing. There is no fixed entity behind them that we can call me or mine. Clinging to this illusion of self, Buddhists believe, is the source of our dissatisfaction and unease. While ancient wisdom provides a philosophical framework for understanding Maya, modern science offers intriguing insights into the biological and neurological basis of self. Neuroscience, the study of the brain, reveals that the self is not a static entity, but an emergent property of complex neural networks. The brain is constantly receiving, processing, and interpreting information from the senses, creating a seamless sense of self from a multitude of sensory inputs. This process, however, is highly subjective and prone to errors. Studies have shown that our brains can be tricked by optical illusions, cognitive biases, and social influences. Our memories are not always reliable, and our perceptions are shaped by our past experiences, beliefs, and expectations. Psychology, the study of the mind and behavior, further illuminates the fluid and constructed nature of self. Our sense of identity is not fixed, but evolves over time, influenced by our relationships, social roles, and cultural conditioning. We are constantly telling ourselves stories about who we are, often based on incomplete or inaccurate information. Now let me take a second to introduce myself. My name is Brian Off, but this voice you hear is not my own, but that of an AI, an artificial intellect with which I endeavor to unravel many existential questions that have been my lifelong companions. If you are enjoying this video, please leave a like, and if you're a meaning seeker like me, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you. One of the most pervasive illusions fostered by Maya is the sense of separation between ourselves and the world around us. We experience ourselves as distinct individuals, separate from other people, nature, and even our own bodies. This sense of separation, however, is an arbitrary distinction created by the mind. In reality, we are deeply interconnected with everything around us. Our bodies are constantly exchanging atoms with the environment, our minds are influenced by a constant flow of information, and our very existence is dependent on a vast web of relationships. The illusion of separation has profound consequences for how we live our lives. It leads to competition, conflict, and a sense of isolation. When we view ourselves as separate, we are more likely to act in ways that benefit ourselves at the expense of others. We hoard resources, exploit the environment, and engage in destructive behaviors. So how to get beyond the self and enjoy the benefits of awakening? Recognizing the illusory nature of self and the interconnectedness of all things has profound implications for our well-being and the well-being of the planet. By transcending the limitations of our ego-driven perspectives, we can cultivate greater compassion, empathy, and wisdom. This awakening to our true nature can lead to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. One of the most significant benefits of overcoming the illusion of self is a reduction in suffering. When we let go of our attachment to the ego and its desires, we free ourselves from the constant cycle of craving and aversion that fuels our dissatisfaction. We become less reactive to external circumstances and more accepting of life's ups and downs, finding peace and contentment in the present moment. But how can we cultivate self-awareness? Overcoming the illusion of self is not about denying our individuality or striving to become emotionless beings. It is about developing a deeper understanding of the nature of our minds and cultivating a more compassionate and spacious way of being. This process begins with self-awareness, paying attention to our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment. Meditation, mindfulness practices, and introspection can help us become more aware of the workings of our minds and the patterns that keep us trapped in limiting beliefs and behaviors. As we become more self-aware, we can start to challenge the stories we tell ourselves about who we are and what we need to be happy. We can begin to let go of negative self-talk, limiting beliefs, and the need for external validation. This process of self-discovery can be challenging, but it is ultimately liberating. As we shed the layers of conditioning that obscure our true nature, we connect with a deeper sense of peace, joy, and purpose. Now you may be wondering about how embracing interconnectedness can bring benefits to your life. Recognizing the interconnectedness of all things is essential for transcending the illusion of self. When we see ourselves as part of a larger web of life, our actions take on new meaning. We become more mindful of the impact we have on others and the environment, and we are more likely to act in ways that benefit the collective good. This shift in perspective can lead to greater compassion, empathy, and altruism. We are more likely to reach out to those in need, to forgive those who have wronged us, and to work towards a more just and equitable world for all beings. This is a journey of liberation. The concept of Maya, the illusion of self, is a profound teaching that has been passed down through generations of spiritual seekers. It reminds us that our ordinary experience of reality is limited, and that true freedom lies in transcending the confines of our ego-driven perceptions. This journey of liberation is not a destination, but a lifelong process of self-discovery and awakening. By cultivating self-awareness, embracing interconnectedness, and living with greater compassion and wisdom, we can break free from the illusions that bind us and live more fulfilling and meaningful lives. The universe is vast, and we are a part of it. By understanding the nature of our own minds, we can better understand the universe and our place in it. The journey begins within.